Hey, people. That movie I did yesterday had me come back and look at this a little closer. You know, this old Jewish depiction of an eagle, not much of an eagle. It looks more like a vulture. And so I came back and I read this page again. It's been a year since I looked at it. And I caught something here. You know, this is the land of milk and honey. And the milk is to have, HLV, to have, and the honey is dibs, DBS. To have dibs means anything you want, you got dibs on it. To have dibs, your call. You get to claim what you want is what it means. And so when it says, you know, to the land of milk and honey, in the Hebrew it says, arch have dibs. Arch have dibs. You know, the land is the arch, A-R-X. You know, in the land, B-A-R-X, in arch. And this word for milk is here, have. Milk just didn't fit here, so they just forced the over it. You can see they say it means fat, the choicest, the best part, to have. You know, they say it means best, the finest, with the marrow. And right beside the have over here, you can see where now it's and have is milk. You see it here in Leviticus 20:24. You know, a land flowing with milk and honey is the arch is of it, is of it. You know, ZVT. The arches of it have two dibs. Anything they want. You know, he made him draw the honey from the rock. You know, dibs. I call dibs on that honey over there. And here in the Song of Solomon, it's turned around to call dibs to have that. To call dibs to have that spouse honey and milk under. You know, I showed in that last movie the arch, the A-R-X, the arch. I mean the citadel, not the land, but the citadel. It's the Arch Capitolina. You know, it was on top of the hill so they could display signal flags, blow the trumpet. You know, it's the arch, it's the top to have dibs. The top to have dibs. The land of milk and honey. Anything you want. And so it was this word here that had me come back and look at that. This is that last line I did in that last movie. As an eagle stirs up its nest over its young. And I was saying that looks like a word I see on coins, a gazette. And I was mistaken. And gazette is the word you see on the coins. This is the gazelle. And so when I read this, I was reading this as cancer. It totally missed me. But this is a C-E-N-S-E-R, censor. This is censor. And a censor is not an eagle. You know, usually when something starts with a K, you know, they'll say an NSR is an eagle, and they'll say it's like an eagle. And so a censor is like an eagle, but a censor is a vulture. But a censer is also this incense burner. You'll see it in churches and in Jewish homes. And sometimes it hangs on a big line from the ceiling. They swing it through the church and burn incense to kill all the evil spirits in there. The evil spirits that affect your senses. And they often come with a matching boat and spoon. Censer with boat and spoon. So the sensory air canoe, you know, the sensory air, you know, the sense of the air is a smell, and the sensory air canoe of the boat, and this is goes, you can see it up here, G-O-W-Z, goes, and it's just the G-U-Z, and it's like G is the foot, U-Z, to use, the foot use, and to goes liver, the liver papers. To goes liver, to deliver, to goes liver papers. And so liver, Livir, that's where your word liberty comes from. It means free. You know, the livery, special uniform wore by a servant or official, or provision of food or clothing for servants. Coming from Latin liber, liberate, Old French liver, liver, delivered, deliberate. And the sensory air canoe all goes free. Papers, P-I-P-R-S, papers. And you know, papers they come from the press, to spreading it out. And the sensory air canoe all goes livery papers. And so, you know, before you would have a town meeting, you know, you would bring the censer in and get all the smell out, because they didn't have access to the shower like we do today. And the way they dressed, they probably stunk pretty bad. So, you know, you had to have a censer in your church to clean up the air, the sensory air. But it's also, you know, to shut something up is to censor it. The sensory air canoe all goes free, all goes liver, papers, and send pie, send the mouth, and whiff, W-I-F, the whiff, W-I-F-F, the send mouth whiff, you know, to send it by mouth, and send the papers with, send pie with, you know, carrying them, its wings carrying them, and send mouth with who, and then two W's, vis means to see, vis, and who vis issue, you know, who see issue all over to. So it seems like, you know, 3,000, 3,500 years ago, you still had to have papers on you if you was free. Sensory air canoe all goes free, all goes liver. The papers can pie, can mouth make, can read, can say to if fuck who wis, who fuck who see issue all over to. And so fuck used to be a common word, and like all the other words, it had several meanings, you know, but it means, you know, the Q, the center divide, QH. And so this carrying them, you know, that comes from, this is usually what they say, and he took his wife, you know, took. And who took who, W. And can mouth who, and then QH, took who sees issue all over to. And then 3 lines down starts talking about, you know, Ben bashing the goats. And that's what's going on over here in the land of milk and honey, you know, to have dibs. And the censors over here bashing the goat. And he's doing this over here on this table of sacrifice, which says the press out skill at her the butt the women, W-M-I-N, but the women. The press out skill at her butt the women. And so this sacrifice table, you know, they'll call it the Zaba. And so bashing of the goat, you know, is bashing what to what is. The bashing what to what is as have the milk. You know, and over there getting sacrifices is the bitchu. Is the bitchu Will says dies. They sacrifice to the demons. You know, and so this all Jews, G-U-Z, all Jews, liver, all Jews free, was probably not a good thing if, you know, if you had the milk and honey, because they had called dibs on it. And so this word, you know, Jews, that gives a better idea of what that means. You know, it's the foot to cut liver, the foot to cut free, to turn loose of the chains, let them free, let them roam, goes, the Jews, G-U-Z. So this was just, whoever's thinking this is thinking in straight English, and it's written twisted like this because it reads, at least 3 times. It reads with these directional marks and reads different each time. And so that's why it's not spelled out and really laid out easy. That and other reasons. And the press can mouth ho fuck ho vis, V-I-S-S, to see issue all over too. And then you have bidden on new, two-way Namu. Namu is the mother of all gods. And like I say, these final letters have other meanings. I'm not sure which one it is, but either when you're reading the top marks or the bottom marks, this turns into an M. And so it's the way that Mama all knocker. And they're getting this foreign from NKR, knocker. NKR is ancient word, and is what we know as Armenia. And they get this black garden from this word Karabaka. The Bach, we've seen it in a couple movies ago. I think they said it meant black, and so that would make this Nagorno mean garden. But I showed where this Bach means more of not good than black, not good to eat. And so it probably has to do with growing poppy. So the black garden of Armenia is really red, the Armenian poppy. And this Nakharar is hereditary title from the highest order given to the house of the ancient medieval Armenian nobility, the Nakar, the black garden. Sensory air canoe, all goes livery papers, kin pie who fuck who, whis issue, all over too. And so this AE, is ES, and then U, issue. And 1 or 2 movies ago I showed more about issue and what that means. But he was a war god. And so this makes a lot better sense of why, when the Egyptians left Egypt, you see all these old maps. They always show them leaving the house of Ramesses over here. The Ramesses, the house of Ramesses, you see on all the maps. And then they made this zigzag path, and they were spreading the press everywhere. They were bringing the news everywhere. They were the Gozits. So it seems like they got some words twisted, and seems like what we think of Jews was here, the G-U-Z, the foot to use, to carry it, the foot to cut free, the liver. And they got it confused with this word they call Yahweh, J-E-W, Jew. Because when it talks about the Hebrews in the Bible, the word they use is Brit. And it's more similar to this word here, over it too. Except it'd be spelt with an O instead of an A, over it too. Come from this base word, ovary, O-V-R-Y. So, this is that song of Moses, and this is like the most important thing about the Bible, is the Jews being set free. And all Jews deliver to free. And they changed that into over its young hovers. And that's more like, the freedom we have in America, where you got somebody hovering over everything you do all the time. They're looking in on you. They secretly listen in on your conversations and trying to figure out what they can sell you when you get back on the line. And the big thing they're trying to sell you right now is gay sex. I woke up this morning and turned on GMA just to see what the hell's going on lately. And that's what I turned it on to. But yeah, Gary, I believe I was right there when I said the Gazelle would be more about the delivery than the press. The Gazette is the press, and the Gazelle was the delivery.
Nope.
Alright, I'm gonna cut this off here. Good day.